send you over to Mr. Swaggles now.
Hello, hello. All right, just doing some final minutia, little setup things, and I think we're good to go. My fellow couchman, you're gonna hear an echo just for a second. Sorry about that.
Hello.
My couch is basically boss.
Hello, that's me.
Thank you for agreeing to do this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team of Terraforming Mars.
Exactly.
It's a good old 2-hour game, right?
Yep. So my original run, I was hoping to do Hollow Knight. Ended up, some other things came up. It's also just a really hard game to learn. So pivoted away from that and realized that I have actually been speedrunning a game all along. Terraforming Mars is kind of my just little time filler, time killer game that I play on my phone whenever I'm in the bathroom or waiting for a phone call or whatever it is. I've gotten it to the point where I can complete these solo challenge runs, which is the solo play of the game, in about 5 minutes. So yeah, it felt like a natural thing to try to slot into Check Please 5, Check Please 2024. But yes, as basically Boss said, this game, when you're playing it with a group of friends, which I would recommend, it's a great game, it can take 4 hours. So we do not have time for that. We are going to speedrun it.
Can you make sure you're streaming on Discord too, so I can
Oh, yep.
appropriately?
Sorry about that.
Thank you so much.
I was sharing it, and then we changed channels. Cool. So the nature of the run is the game has a couple of expansions. So there's one called the Prelude expansion, which just kind of gets the game rolling more quickly. I have that one enabled. And then I also have the Hellas and Elysium expansions, which are two other maps to play on, two other sort of faces of Mars. So we kind of have the front of Mars, the back of Mars, and the South Pole that we're going to play on. The Prelude expansion, when it's enabled, I get 12 generations, so basically 12 turns to turn Mars from a dead, lifeless rock into the second habitable planet in the solar system. I'm also enabling this TR63, and I apologize, you're not going to really see my touches on the screen, so I'll try to run my mouth and keep up with my touches, and basically Boss will also try to keep up.
Yeah.
Bit of an experiment to try to commentate while I do this live. But the TR63 is a sort of make the game harder type requirement, where I'm required to not only terraform Mars, but terraform in style, meaning that I have to get 7 additional what's called terraforming rating, which you typically get by doing actual terraforming, but there are certain events and certain things in the game that will give you extra terraforming rating. So I, over the course of the game, have to accumulate an extra 7. I would be at 56 just by terraforming Mars, but doing it in style, I have to reach 63.
We don't want Mars to just be terraformed. We want it to be comfortable.
Exactly. You gotta do it in style. That's what we're all about. Okay, so without further ado, that's what we're in for. I'll be jumping through Tharsis, Hellas, and Elysium, starting on Tharsis. If you would be so kind to count us off.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to Mars.
Okay. So I'm going to actually bail out of that one because I don't like those corporations. False start. I want one that gives me a pretty solid start, and those are actually worse. So I'm looking for, I really like Valley Trust will work, because this one gets me an extra Prelude card, which helps me get off the ground more quickly. And I need to pick up these things that give me extra terraforming rating as well. So if I can get that right out of the gate, then we are sitting pretty. And here's my third thing. Perfect. So I'm going to start off with a solid bit of greenery production as well. Okay, out of money on the first generation, on to the next. Arctic algae is clutch for these kind of runs. It gives me plants whenever I place an ocean. So it's kind of a double whammy.
That's gonna make it. You gotta get really that extra terraforming points though if you're getting double.
Yep.
Terraforming every time you play.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna build an aquifer because I couldn't spend. I did not have enough money to build any of my cards. And we're on to generation 4. I'm trying to eventually. I probably need to actually just save my money to build build this guy, Soleta, which is 7 heat production. Get that on track. I need to raise the heat to actually build cards that let me build plants. So the whole game is kind of predicated on this like sequencing of like, you have to do one thing to do a different thing to do the third thing, and it's all a bit intertangled. So I'm going to bump up my heat production a little bit more. I may have been too slow getting that off the ground to have this run be successful, but I'm going to play it out a little bit longer before potentially bailing again. The terraforming rating is at least looking decent. And we have the plants whenever I place an ocean, so that is going to help out. Pick up some extra money income. And everything is starting to click a little bit better. It would have been great if I could have built... I'm actually going to sell a few cards so that I can build the... yeah, not gonna build those. This guy is a great card. Gives me 4 extra plant production if I already have played 3 plant cards, which I have, as well as giving me a 1 heat and an extra... terraforming rating, sorry.
I noticed you've got a lot of steel production, two steel production, which helps you discount some cards. Plant production, which lets you play forests on Mars, and 13 heat production to let you just heat up the planet because it's still minus 18C. It's still cold out there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a successful run, but let me stick it out for just a touch longer before I fully bail. Because I think the heat just did not come together in a timely manner. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna bail out of this one. Apologies. So we need the heat production to come online a little bit sooner. I delayed it kind of until like generation 4-ish. I don't like those guys for this either. And I really needed that to be online a lot sooner, so that's going to be a priority. Terractor is a great one just because it gives you so much money at the start that you can kind of do whatever you want. And so this time what I want is either power or heat production early on. So I'm going to lean more heavily into that. And bring online some power production. Powerful. Have a little bit of steel production, so I'm going to get the aquifers, which do give me a cheaper option for building oceans. I realized I jumped into it without really explaining what I'm doing. So basically, boss, would you kindly explain the game?
Sure, yeah.
The 3 tracks.
Mars, it's excellent. The idea is Mars starts off as it is now, a barren, dry, gasless, rock, cold one. And you need to make it livable, which means raising the oxygen level, with sort of an abstraction, includes oxygen, breathable air, as well as other sorts of gases like you just need to live. Means raising the temperature from the cold of space up to 8 degrees Celsius. And it means crashing a bunch of asteroids and comets in that have water to add some water to the surface so that people can live there. You get points whenever you raise the terraforming rating, which is by adding water or increasing the temperature or the gas level. And as Swaggle said earlier, he needs 6 extra terraforming rating, which is just sort of an
7
abstraction
extra.
you get on certain cards. So this is a game you wind up drafting cards every round, optionally, you can choose to, and then you pay a cost to play them later. At the bottom, you see the orange boxes are the income that Swags has of all the different types of resources, which is money, steel, titanium, plants, energy, and heat. And then the little symbols, the number next to them, is how much that he actually has saved up, because you can save them between rounds.
Cool. So one important thing on this specific map, the specific layout, is the ocean kind of bisects the face of Mars. And so I need to hug both the upper and lower kind of faces of that ocean. I need to build, by building next to oceans, I actually get some rebates. I get some money back. And that's pretty crucial just because of how tightly optimized kind of the money involved in all of this is. Yeah, so we're going to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, it's 2 money back per whenever you build, per ocean tile that you abut.
Yep,
when you,
exactly.
Which doesn't sound like much, given the things, that one costs 10, and it's a pretty cheap card, but it can really add up.
Yeah. I think we're doing okay this game. This is still not exactly where I'd like to be at this point in time. But all of the production's kind of coming online. All the oceans are placed at least, which is sort of a huge relief. And I'm definitely in a good spot on the extra terraforming rating that I need, thanks to these bacteria that I've been building, as well as the cards that I have been getting. So I'm going to crank out
45, and there's a
Yeah.
lot left to go.
Yeah, so I think we're sitting pretty. I like to be at least above 45 going into the final 2 generations, because really a lot of the game takes place in just the final 2 generations, because you kind of build your engine, and then it all snowballs right to the end, and then just a big final send-off.
Once you have the power, you want to make sure you spend it before other people can spend theirs.
Right. Yeah, so in a typical game, like he's saying, you have opponents. This one, however, it's just me, so I don't have to worry necessarily about doing things in like the most optimal order, or in a timely way. Like there are cards that, for example, destroy plants that other people have, which is a total dick move, but important if you want to win.
Yeah. Generation 12, you're at 57. I really hope you got a bunch of stuff to play in this last round.
Yeah. So, got asteroids. We're gonna need that. 1 short, no way.
No. Oh, no.
Unless
Bacteria?
we're 1 short there. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Oh, you get 64.
64, but I did not reach the all the terraforming things that I need.
You still need
Okay.
you get the oxygen.
So we're gonna forfeit that one again. I was so close.
No.
I'm sorry, but we got it this time. 3rd time's the charm.
Were you saying before you have like about a 2/3 win rate? On these?
I do have about a 2/3, so I've been pretty unlucky.
Marathon luck again.
Marathon luck, exactly. We'll get the next ones on the first shot, and then I'm not even worried, because this is an excellent start. So what I want to do basically at the start of the game, or as soon as possible, is get myself situated in 2 parts of the board, so that I can pick up all of the on-board bonuses. And then I love this card too, where I can just kind of give myself heat production, because you don't always get the cards that you want. So if you can count on yourself to give yourself the things that you need, that's really where you want to be.
Count on anyone else, can you?
Yeah, like just try to reduce the RNG a little bit, by making it a little bit more of a programmatic situation.
Try to smooth it.
Yeah, so I'm not really getting the oceans online yet, but we're gonna start working on those.
A lot of plants though.
Yeah,
With
plants
that,
plants are good. The heat will catch up as well, because it's gonna kind of exponentially creep up.
Yep.
If I'm adding to it every round.
The whole level of heat every round right now.
Yeah. Let's see, we've not built 3 plants, so I'm gonna hold off on building that card, but we're gonna add more heat. And we definitely need these oceans to show up.
Audience. So all the cards, when you can see briefly, when Smuggles was looking at them, they've got little tags on the top corner. So cards have types. Some of them have types, some of them don't. Plant is a type of card in addition to being a type of resource, and also in addition to being a type of tile that you can play.
Right. Yeah, it's a greenery tile, which requires plant resources, which you get from plant production. That's
Yeah.
the kind of engine that's going on
And
here.
there's a lot of cards that will give you stuff depending on how many cards of a similar tag you've played before. So if you get the
Mhm.
3 plant tag cards that you've played, then you can get a lot of plants income. And that by the
Yeah,
time
I'm
you already
holding off
have
on
3
building
plants,
this guy.
you already have some.
Yep. Okay. So I don't love this position I'm in, but everything is snowballing very quickly, so I
It's a long
believe
way to go.
we'll be
Gens.
okay. I don't want to do this though. Yeah, I think we'll build more oceans. Get these out here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to build the. Yeah, we'll add some more heat production. So I think we're doing all right. That was a big round because I got like 10 terraforming rating in one round, and then this will definitely help as well. Nice. Yeah, so as I'm able to build along the ocean, I'll get a lot of my money back. 47, so I gotta basically get 8 in each of the subsequent rounds.
This round and next round, it's gonna be close.
I do photo finish, but the heat is just crazy production right now, right? So that was like five heat in a row that I just got.
Yeah, and you're gonna be able to finish the heat off next time, so no worries there.
Yeah. Also gonna slap down this guy, get some extra cards.
So we got one more ocean.
Yeah, and I don't even like any of these cards, so they're gonna become money. I always have the option to sell cards. It's 1 card equals 1 money. We're gonna pick up that guy. So I'm good on oxygen. I just need those 2.
3 extra terraforming
I need
rating.
those. So I'm getting it all just by doing the objectives, right? That is.
Right, but you gotta get 63, right?
I do. So there's the asteroid, and then there is 63.
There's 63.
So without further ado,
Right.
we pass. We're gonna just slap down the greenery.
Very nice.
And when this comes up, that will be. This is not check, please. This is part 1 of the thing. So there, you win. Okay.
Sorry, please don't send us the bill yet. We got more.
Yep. On to Hellas. So this one is a bit tricky, as you'll see. It's a totally different layout, with a lot of the ocean kind of clustered into one big lump on the sort of right side. Echo Line, I think, is the easiest one, so this should be pretty much a guaranteed win. I maybe should have fought harder to get one of those on one of the prior runs, but you know, we're here now. Okay. So Echo Line, its big thing is I can build the greenery for a reduced cost. It only costs 7 of the plant resource to put down a plant tile, which is hugely useful because I am the only one on the hook for actually building these.
It normally costs 8.
Correct.
You have to
Yep.
share with other people.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
Yep. So similarly in this map, another important thing to do is to have a presence both in the southern and northern extremities, really, of the map, because the bottom, I'll be able to pick up a bunch of free heat, which I can obviously use, but the north is where all of the plants are, which I desperately need. So I'm going to...
South Pole of Mars, right?
Sorry, what was that?
This is the South Pole of Mars, right? So the north is...
Yeah, where I placed that first tile at the very bottom is the South Pole. So it's kind of looking up from the South Pole. The perspective is a little bit whack, but that's what we're looking at. So the thing I'm going to do, Ecological Zone, given that I've played the this Viral Enhancers, is actually a pretty good card as far as giving me extra plant resources whenever I build really any card that has like a green icon on it. I'm going to get 1 plant resource per card that I build.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's pretty heavily useful. I also really like to get this out there as soon as possible. Strip mining gets a pretty crazy production bonus of 2 steel, 1 titanium. which is going to help me basically build everything else in the game. Yeah, so we're going to get this guy, which is some free titanium. It's just sitting on the map to subsequently build more oceans, get more plants, and march things forward. Certain cards also have global requirements. So Arctic algae I can still build because I haven't yet passed minus 12 Celsius as the global temperature. But I have to remember to build this before I spend the heat, because I have a really bad tendency of picking up a card, raising the heat, and then destroying my ability to play that card. So I did not do that there. I'm going to actually wait. I'm going to wait one more round to build the Protected Valley, because I will have enough steel to build it for free.
Do we have some time to read some donations now?
Please do.
All right. I'm not sure how many of these, if any, have been read or not, but I will just read them out again. And thanks to everyone who donated. Double thanks, perhaps. We've got one from Stars for $100.
Wow.
Is there a message here? $1 per star. Thank you, Star. We really appreciate that.
You're a star.
We've got another one from Big Mario for $64, just like Super Mario 64.
I get it.
$64 for SM64. Thanks for bearing with me on my run.
Bearing with you, that was a joy.
It's Big Mario. Yeah, after Small Mario, Big Mario went by. It was a joy. And then we've got also one from Tiny Luigi for $25. Tiny Luigi says, "How come nobody plays my game? Ay, ay, ay." Thank you so much, Tiny Luigi.
All right.
For that donation. I'm sure Girls to Code will really appreciate it. And if anyone else listening wants to donate, we will read your silly message, and we will certainly, all that money is going to Girls to Code. We're going to support women in engineering. It's a great time and a good cause.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you for that. In the meantime, I actually completed the game a whole generation early, including the 63 objective. So at this point, I'm just kind of slapping down like random stuff, just to inflate my score a bit. But we pretty easily hit that, and it was a whole generation early. So I get all these pop-ups like, "Are you sure you want to do that? You're already done." But yeah, that is Hellas first try. That's what we like to see.
We've now terraformed 2/3 of Mars, and it's only now, what's that, like the backside?
Yep, so onward to, once we get a UN, there we go. Onto Elysium. That's a pretty high score as well, 89. Yes, I do want to go to the menu. Again, apologies that you can't really see my touches, but I am going wild with both thumbs on my phone right now. So my phone is going to my computer, is going to all of you wonderful people across the internet.
Must be the wildest.
Okay.
I'm sure it's not the wildest stream setup.
No, it's far from it.
Please, but like it seems pretty wild.
Yep. All right. So I'm taking a a prelude card which lets me build a card without obeying any global requirements. And algae is a really good one to build because I get 2 plant production just like that. Again, anytime you're able to kind of cheat the system and get plant production early on, it just pays dividends later. So we are off to a good start on this one. I've also got the...
Remember what your terraforming rating was on the last game?
It was 64.
And it was 64 on the first one too, right?
I believe so, once I actually beat it on the 10th try. Yeah, so I definitely need the heat production to come online sooner rather than later. We are getting that now. Excess power production on the subsequent turn will become heat. So if all else fails, I need to increase my power production, which unfortunately I'm actually turning back into terraforming rating. So kind of having a tug of war with myself right now about the best path forward. But
energy is typically more expensive than heat too, right? Like heat's better if you can get it.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of doing all the things right now, because ultimately, if I get more money, more terraforming rating, that kind of just helps do everything. So we're going to kind of just play at all of these things at the same time.
Yeah, whatever the United Nations or something is paying you for all the good work that you've done to terraform Mars so far.
Yep. So I've done 4 of the 7 extra terraforming rating that I need to get at this point. And this is actually a really good card for this. Yeah, so I'm going to get a whole bunch of extra power production now. And I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to touch it until toward the end of the game. Revisit the converting it into terraforming rating. Take that. Thank you very much. I want to keep it at 4. 4 is a nice number of power production for a number of reasons. And did we actually, there was a poll, which I'm not sure if that was put in chat or where that's going out.
There was who's talking about it.
Okay, so there was a poll between what I've called Dank Mars and Naked Mars. So these are 2. Basically, I've played this game to death so hard that I, at this point, just invent totally arbitrary objectives for myself and see if I can do them. And
so the last time I saw this poll, Dank Mars was winning. I can't find it right
now. There was one in Discord,
chat.
but I wanted to open this up to chat.
Dank Mars or Naked Mars won. Could you let us know, please?
Yeah. Okay. I don't think this is going to be a win. Just
Dank
unfortunate.
Mars
Dank Mars. Okay. So what I was calling Dank Mars is actually just trying to cover it in an absurd amount of greenery.
Right. Make it dank.
Yeah, exactly. Make it dank. Whereas Naked Mars would actually be doing it without placing any tiles on Mars. Which is hardly feels like terraforming, right? But it's technically viable way to complete the game.
Terraforming Mars into a super, well, I guess you have to place the oceans.
Yeah. Okay. I need to be really careful with what I'm trying to do right now. Don't think this is rescuable, but I'm gonna try. Just super optimal, like, min-maxing of all the things I'm spending. If I could just get, like, a little bit more greenery. No, this is a loss. All right. Bailing out of it. Unfortunate. All right. Terractor, my friend Terractor will take us home.
Terractor's the one that starts with lots of money, right?
Correct. And I get a discount on Earth tags. So things like the sponsors card are excellent to pick up in the early game because they just give me money. Okay, I'm gonna rely on these crutches of basically there's a whole category of cards which I can spend power and generate oxygen with. So that kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because if I've got the power production, I should be getting heat from it, and then I'm also able to turn some of that into oxygen. So I'm hoping that can be the play here. So I've got my 3 power. I just need another ocean, and then I can start generating oxygen. So I'm going to build that ocean manually, slap down the guy here, and now we can start generating oxygen. If you can get this engine going of generating oxygen pretty passively, it's basically like a guaranteed win. But I do need to be careful that I don't convert effectively all of my heat into oxygen, because I also need to generate heat, as it would turn out.
This run looks like we're going okay. It's still early. Think we're going to make this one?
I believe we should, because I've got the oxygen generation, like I said.
Looks like it will to me too. All right, so yeah, just coming up on our time check.
Correct.
That marathon we had earlier.
Yep. Yeah, we should be cruising into victory on this one, so I'm not worried.
Okay.
In fact, if you've got more donations or anything of that nature to read out, please do.
Let me check.
In the background, you can hear a bit of the Hollow Knight
any more
soundtrack. Oh, sorry.
Our
Yeah.
chat really doesn't care about girls coding, I guess.
Rude.
I have people been donating great all day, but yeah, we got nothing new.
Okay.
What's
No
in the
worries.
background we're hearing?
We are hearing the Hollow Knight soundtrack, which is a brilliant soundtrack, which has been accompanying my struggle to learn that game. I just figured, why not treat you guys to a bit of that soundtrack? It really is wonderful. I encourage all of you to check it out. But yeah, I am still bummed that didn't really pan out, but you know, life happens. Yeah, we're absolutely cruising to this. I might even complete it a generation early again.
All right.
So you know, all that time spent wasting time, and then we completed early. So
Yeah.
it's the
If
way,
you
the way
if
it
you can
goes.
go over, I will donate $10 for every point that you've gotten over the requirement terraforming rating.
Over the requirement. Yeah, so I think we may forego the sort of bonus thing of Dank Mars that I had thrown out there, just based on the
It doesn't look like it's gonna happen based on timing.
yeah, based on the run luck.
Yeah.
It happens, you know, but that's kind of why it's fun to play this so fast, is because I can get in. This was like 6 games in 26 minutes, so not too shabby. All right. Yeah, so we got the aquifer, and that would basically be the. There it is. Fantastic. That was really good luck. It just gave me the card I needed to kind of complete the game.
Right.
And yeah, so now we're trying to go above the limit.
Yeah, try and maximize your points to make me
Maximize points. So points or terraforming rating?
Terraforming. Wait, what? Oh, that's true. Terraforming rating.
Okay. So basically, I'm just gonna buy 5 more of these. Buffer gas, buffer gas, buffer gas, buffer gas, buffer gas.
Here.
69. What a way to end
Nice.
it. Okay. So there it is. And we're coming up on check please in like 3 seconds. Boom. Check please.
Check, please. Very cool. All right. That was it. That was a speedrun of Terraforming Mars. I suppose. Any closing words, Mr. Swaggles?
Well, thank you everyone. Hopefully that made some sense. I know a lot of stuff's just flying around the screen, but that's a speedrun for you.
I certainly enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and we'll hand it off to Bag of Takeout whenever he is ready to take over the stream.